Hello, it is the 21st of April, 2021. And I decided when I woke up this morning that today was going to be the very best day. I said yesterday to my husband that yesterday was the very best day. And he said, "Why?" And I said, "For no reason. It just is." However, I have to be honest, there was a little bit of a reason. I decided not to work too hard yesterday. Sometimes I spend a lot of my time working and I don't take my foot off the gas. And when there's some spaciousness in the schedule, there's a way that everything can be savored. Your whole life can be savored. So there was a discussion the other day within our Meditation Teacher Academy about what savoring is. Now, for those of you who've been thinking about the word savor, who have heard it from maybe Thich Nhat Hanh, the Zen Buddhist monk, he's a teacher that wrote a book called Savor, and he's a proponent of mindfulness practices that have you savor your life. And a Zen Buddhist would say, appreciate your life, appreciate this moment. So savoring, mindfulness, appreciating, and being grateful is what we're going to talk about today. So there is a new book out. It's called Savoring, not just Savor, and it's by a couple of scientists, Bryant and Veroff. And I don't have the book in front of me, but I was reading something about it, and I want to talk a little bit about the difference between savoring and being mindful. There's a slight difference. So think about maybe your favorite song or your favorite dessert or your favorite beverage, and consider what it's like to enjoy it, be mindful of it, but then reflect on what it's like to savor it. Whether it's the very first time you've heard that song and you love it, or you turn it up, or that very first sip of your favorite beverage and you just love it and it brings you into that sense of completeness, or whether it's that chocolate cake. And not just being mindful of what it looks like and smells like and is, but really using that savoring, appreciating type of attention. It's a little upgrade from just mindfulness. And there are three levels of savoring, according to these two that wrote the book, Savoring. And one is that it refers to the savoring experiences, referring to the overall experience while intentionally focusing your attention on appreciating positive events. So when I woke up today and said it's going to be a very good day, or it is the very best day, it helps me to see this life through the lens of everything being half full, or everything is conspiring to wake me up, or everything is really designed for me, just like it is for you. And so savoring experiences. I went outside to walk my dog and I popped a cherry tomato, which is growing accidentally in my front lawn. And I popped it in my mouth. The whole thing exploded and shot down my throat. And I started coughing and choking. And I'm thinking, today is the very best day. And how can I make it that way? I thought, well, I'm going to share it with you, because one of the thoughts I had was, I'm not going to be able to talk without coughing because it was just 5 minutes ago. But I'm intentionally focusing my attention on goodness. And I'm not trying to do any spiritual bypassing. And I know some of you have talked about that in the past, but I'm intentionally savoring, whether it's sitting here right now and you're sitting where you are, or you're standing or lying down. If you want to, I'm going to invite you to savor this moment. You can close your eyes if you like, or gaze downward toward the floor. And more than just tuning into the five senses, tune in and savor everything you hear, everything you feel, everything you see, everything you smell, and everything you taste. Inviting through the eyes of goodness everything to be here, resisting nothing and welcoming everything. Maybe you savor the way your feet are on the floor, or where your hands are resting on your lap. Maybe you savor your breath. So let's open the eyes if they're closed and let's talk about the preconditions to savoring. And then we're going to be doing a savoring meditation. So the first condition is that you need to be able to connect to this moment. Though there are practices that help you to savor the past and savor the future, savoring really is the direct experience of this moment. And of course, we do that through mindfulness and practice. Another precondition to savoring is to be free from urgent social or work responsibilities. So maybe because you're here, you're a little free from that. Maybe they're going to happen right after, but right now, there's this freedom, this liberty. Another precondition for savoring is to have your basic physical and psychological needs met. I know that you've probably got electricity because you're here, and you could probably see and hear because you're here on some level. And you probably had enough to eat today, and you're probably in some form of shelter. So, another precondition is to be mindful and to have that meta awareness, the awareness of your attention regarding how you see the world. So, you have to connect to the present moment. You have to be free from social and work responsibilities, at least for now. And you have to have all your needs met and pay attention to your attention. So, we're going to start a meditation now on savoring your breath, savoring body sensations. Now, if you don't feel like you want to savor any of that, that's perfectly fine. You do your own thing, which is totally fine. But I do want to share with you 5 essentials for meditation. Some of you already know these and probably can recite them. The first is that the mind does not suddenly become still just because we're meditating together. Although it may become stiller, it's not magic. You'll probably still have thoughts, and that's okay. Number 2, be nice to yourself. Meditation is a radical act of self-love. And I appreciate that you're doing this for yourself. And hopefully, when you close your eyes and you meet your own mind and breath and body, you're kind to yourself. You're not spending any time at all hanging out with your self-limiting beliefs. If they show up, you can say, thank you for sharing, and then come back to the practice. Number 3, don't try too hard to have a certain experience. We're just going to play with the idea of savoring. Number 4, let go of any expectations. I know some of you have been meditating every day for years, and you know that every meditation is different depending on how you're feeling that day, what's going on in the news, what's going on in your own body and your environment. So let go of expectations and let's meet this with a beginner's mind. And lastly, let's stick with the practice. And what does that mean? It means we're going to meditate for about 20 minutes, and I'll let you know the time. And then I'll sound a bell afterwards. And if you suddenly in the middle of it decide you don't want to do it anymore, see if you can get back on the horse or on whatever it is, the breath, the body, and stick with it. Because sometimes that discomfort in the middle of the meditation is a good thing. And I'm not trying to be Pollyanna-ish, but quite often when you have a lot of thoughts or when you have a lot of distractions in meditation, it's an indication that you're releasing stress. We'll talk about that more at another time, but I want to thank you all for being here. There are 50 of us on the call. For those of you who are listening to this as a recording, it's good to see you too. So I invite you to sit comfortably or stand or lie down. The advanced technique here is to have your eyes somewhat open, gazing downward toward the floor, which can be a little distracting if you're new or very stressed out. And so I invite you to close your eyes if that's how you'd like to do it. Throughout this practice, we're going to be sitting comfortably, but if you need to open your eyes at any time, scratch an itch, move your body, you can do that. Just do it mindfully. And for those of you who don't know what mindfulness means paying attention on purpose to what you're doing while you're doing it, like right now. And every good meditation begins with mindfulness. So let's begin with the eyes lowered or closed, body stable. And I invite you to consider why you're here today. What is your intention for being here? What is it you hope meditation will give you? Maybe you could identify it a short phrase or a feeling you want it to give you, or a particular skill set or quality. And let your attention rest on your intention right now. Now I invite you to deepen your breath a little bit. Breathing in slowly and fully through your nose. And breathing out slowly and fully through your nose at your own pace. 3 long, slow, deep breaths. This sends a signal to your body that it's okay to relax right now. There are no urgent matters. Letting everything be as it is, and letting your breath return to its natural rhythm and depth. So imagine your attention like a beam of appreciation, like a flashlight that whatever you shine it on, you're able to appreciate. And with that attention, that gentle, kind, appreciative attention, we're going to move through the body sensations, relaxing, softening, and appreciating every sensation that comes into your awareness. Let's begin by noticing the top of the head and whatever sensations are here, whether it's warmth or coolness, tingling, or nothing at all. Bring your attention to your forehead and your brow, welcoming everything, resisting nothing, and appreciating the sensations that are here, whatever they may be. Softening your eyes, appreciating the dryness, the moistness, the warmth, the softness. And bring your attention to your nose, appreciating all the sensations that are here as the breath moves in and out of your nostrils. And bring your attention now to your cheeks, letting go of any tension at all. Perhaps savoring the sensation of the air on your skin. Noticing the ears, and your mouth. Noticing the way your lips might come together or cover your teeth. Noticing the sensations in and around your mouth. Remembering that your attention is like a beam of love, a beam of appreciation. I invite you now to tuck your chin just a little bit and feel the sensation of the neck lengthening in the back, softening in the front. And savoring whatever sensations are here. You might notice the way the clothing is draped on your skin and the way your shoulders are being held now, and invite them to soften. If the mind drifts away to an idea, a plan, a memory, come back here and savor what's happening now. The upgrade to mindfulness is savoring. Savoring the way your arms hang from your shoulders and rest in your lap. Savoring your back and your upper back and your mid back and your low back and all the sensations of being upright or lying down. And bringing your attention to the front of your body, your chest, breasts, diaphragm, and belly. You might find a particular area that feels particularly good, maybe the way you hold your hand or the way the clothing lays on your skin. So let yourself savor that sensation. Bringing your attention now to your rear. Notice the support that's here. Welcoming the sensation of sitting and being supported. And scanning your legs for comfort. We know what you look for, you will find. Bring your attention to your feet. Maybe giving your toes a little wiggle. Savoring the sensations of your feet on the ground or inside your shoes, whatever you notice. And then let your awareness expand to include your entire body. Maybe noticing where your body meets the space around you, or the various sensations of movement or stillness. And then bring your attention to your breath, welcoming the sensations of breathing. Whether you notice the changes in temperature and flow, or the pauses between each breath. savoring the sensations of the inhale and the exhale, and the pauses in between. I'm going to continue with a breath awareness practice for a few minutes, and I'll keep track of the time. Whenever you notice your attention drifting away, come on back here to your beautiful breath. And if it starts to bring up some sort of anxiety, you can simply open your eyes and bring your attention back to your body, to your feet on the ground, and then return to the breath when you feel more comfortable. There's no need to control or regulate your breathing. Simply let it charm your attention. If a difficult thought or a difficult sensation arises, simply become aware of the fact that you're aware of it. Bear witness to the movement of emotions and thoughts rather than ignore them. And once they dissipate, come back to the breath. That's metta attention, being aware of your awareness. And keeping your eyes closed, let's take a mindful look back through the eyes of appreciation to our day today. Bring your attention to the very first moment that you opened your eyes or recognize that you were awake. And as you move mindfully in your imagination throughout your day, looking at it through the eyes of goodness and savoring, identify on each hand what you appreciate, 5 things on each hand, what you appreciate about your day. 5 could be about your experiences, and 5 items could be something you appreciate about yourself and the way you are, the way you met this day. We'll take a few minutes to do this. I invite you now to return to savoring your breath, perhaps deepening it a little bit. Noticing the way the body fills up with air, expels air, the movement of the whole body. We're going to take our time coming out of meditation now. You can become aware of the sounds around you. Practice savoring those, inviting everything in. The sounds, the sensations, the light coming through your eyelids, the taste in your mouth, the aromas you might notice. You might invite some movement as you take deeper breaths. It's always important to come out of meditation slowly, even if you don't think you went very deep. Meditation is not an urgent matter, and neither is coming out of meditation. Taking your time, staying in your integrity in terms of how quickly you want to open your eyes. There's no rush. Maybe savoring the way the light comes in as you open your eyes slowly, first with a downward gaze. And then if you gaze toward the screen at your own pace, seeing all these beautiful faces of all the meditators that have joined you today. One of my favorite quotes is from Winnie the Pooh. Some of you know I have a brother named Winston. I have a nephew named Winston. I have a father named Winston. And so Winnie the Pooh is one of my great teachers. Fortunately, he's sort of a Zen master. And the quote is, "What day is it?" asks Winnie the Pooh. "It's today," squeaked Piglet. "My favorite day," said Pooh. So that's the eyes through which I hope you see today, just for fun, for no particular reason. And though we can look for reasons it's not your favorite day, let's see the reasons it is your favorite day. Let's see it, let's feel it, let's embrace it, let's savor it and practice savoring, what I call the upgrade to mindfulness. I want to see how you're doing. I'm going to stop the recording now. Let's see here.